A mean-spirited, miserly old man named Ebenezer Scrooge sits in his counting house on a frigid Christmas Eve. His clerk, Bob Cratchit, shivers in the anteroom because Scrooge refuses to spend money on heating coals for a fire. "A Merry Christmas, Uncle! God save you!" cried a cheerful voice. It was the voice of Scrooge's nephew, Fred.
"Bah," said Scrooge. "Humbug." "Christmas a humbug, Uncle?" said Scrooge's nephew. "You don't mean that, I am sure." "I do," said Scrooge. "Merry Christmas? What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough."
"Come then," returned the nephew gaily. "What right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough." Scrooge, having no better answer ready on the spur of the moment, said "Bah!" again, and followed it up with "Humbug." "Don't be cross, Uncle," said the nephew.
"What else can I be," returned the uncle, "when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas! Out with your Merry Christmas! What's Christmas time to you but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself a year older, but not an hour richer. If I could work my will," said Scrooge indignantly, "every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding, and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should."
Much good may it do you. Much good did it ever do you.
"There are many things from which I have derived good, by which I have not profited, I dare say," returned the nephew. "Christmas among the rest. But I am sure I have always thought of Christmas time, when it has come round, apart from sacred name and origin, as a good time, a kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time.
The only time I know of when men and women open their hearts freely, and to think of people below them as if they really were fellow passengers to the grave, and not another race of creatures bound on other journeys.
And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good, and will do me good. And I say, God bless it."
Later that evening, after returning to his dark, cold apartment, Scrooge receives a chill visit from the ghost of the dead partner, Jacob Marley. Marley looked sad and lonely.
"It is required of every man," the ghost said, "that the spirit within him shall walk abroad among his fellow men, and travel far and wide. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to so after death. It is doomed to wander through the world and witness what it cannot share, but it might have shared on earth and turned to happiness."
"My spirit never walked beyond our counting house, mark me. In life my spirit never roved beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hole, and weary journeys lie before me. Not to know that any Christian spirit working kindly in its little sphere, whatever it may be, will find its mortal life too short for its vast means of usefulness. Not to know that no space of regret can make amends for one life's opportunity misused. Yet such was I, oh, such was I."
At this time of the rolling year, the spectre said, "I suffer most. Why did I walk through crowds of fellow beings with my eyes turned down, and never raise them to that blessed star which led the wise man to a poor abode? Were there no poor homes to which the light could have conducted me?"
After the wraith disappears, Scrooge collapses into a deep sleep. That night, he is awakened by three spirits who show him his past, present, and future, and he comes to see how he has wasted his life. "I am not the man I was. I will not be the man I must have been for this intercourse. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirit of all three shall strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach."
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more. He raised the salary of his clerk, and helped him raise his children, and became a second father to them. He became as good a friend, as good a boss, and as good a man as the good old city knew, or any other good old city town in the world. Some people laughed to see the alternation in him, but he let them laugh. His own heart laughed, and that was quite enough for him. and it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well, if any man alive possessed the knowledge. May that be truly said of us, and all of us.